Have you ever wanted to raid your local military outpost? Have you ever wanted to engage in gang warfare? Or does holding guns harder than average US citizens sound like a fun prospect? Well, I present to you Blackout Revival, a dynamic looter shooter where you must scavenge for guns, food, medical supplies, but most importantly, money.
How do we get guns?
Alright, so just go around,
Oh shit,
go into houses and
I am getting shot.
Before I say anything, this game does cost 250 Robux. That may be a turn off for some people, but I'm here to tell you why this game is worth every penny. After completing the tutorial, which you should have done before going to the main game, you must choose a server. The more people, the more loot you get. This caps out at 15 players. Once you join one, you start as an Outlander, someone who came from another district of the city and now resides in District 1, Somber, also known as Blackout. You have around 3 options on how to start your journey. You can either go to a house, get mid-guns and go hunting for other players, which will result in your demise more often than not. You could go to a broker who is marked with a B on the minimap and start doing tasks for either the 2 factions to get your money up. Be they Rebel, an organization based on unity, or be they Vulture, an organization based on power. Or if you want to get guns better than the Uzi, head straight to the military base located on the upper right of the map, which is ran by the main military force of Manson, Sting. Their bases are ripe for looting.
Shimmer.
Oh shit.
Jimmy!
You must bring lockpicks. Without them, you can't open anything in there. Or anywhere else in Blackout for that matter. Whatever you do, do not enter through the middle ramp unless you want to be turned into Swiss cheese. The loot from these crates is pretty good for a beginner, containing mid-tier weapons like MP5s, deagles, and spears, as well as armor. Be aware of the guards though, they can hear you. Once you've looted to your heart's content, you must get a purple keycard dropped by the guards to get out. Now that you hopefully have decent gear, go to a broker, sell your valuables, and start up the cargo ambush grinding machine. Since it's your best shot at getting keycards right now. Why should you bother grinding for them when you could go out right now to go after other people and get murdered in the Bronx? Well, it's because they hold the most fun part of the game behind their leaders. Just make sure to stash them in the terminal, marked on the map with a T, if you aren't going to use the... Oh no. Purple keycard, the most common one out of the bunch, piles up over time. It's used in 3 places. The military base to escape, as you already know. In the metro to open containers which have a purple crate. These crates have mid-tier loot, but rarely have high-tier guns like AKs and M4s. And to open side caches and airdrops. I'll get to them later. If you were to choose option 2, however, everything would play out a lot differently. To get any decent loot from doing tasks, you need to get influence to order cross-district delivery. It's guaranteed to have a green and purple card alongside some low-tier weapons.
And there's a green in there, and there's a purple in there, and that's a fucking...
There's a guy around.
There is a fucking
lagging.
proximity mine.
Green keycard, a card that is used to start the green raid inside the metro, deep below the surface. It is insanely easy to obtain through both Influence and Scourge Arena in the same metro. I highly recommend you bring the PK500 as it one-shot headshots the guards that you will fight, as well as a gas mask to get the best loot possible. This raid is incredibly good for getting keycards. You are guaranteed to get at least 2 of them if you go into the loading bay. The guards drop a lot of valuables, armor, and sometimes keycards as a nice bonus. Their body bags vanish quickly though, so make sure to loot them as quickly as possible. But what if you want even better loot? What if the MP5s and UMPs aren't doing the job anymore? Well, during the green raid, or if you got lucky in the cargo ambush slot machine, you might have stumbled upon an orange keycard. The rarest keycard in the game. It is incredibly sought after and for a good reason. It is used to open one of the 3 laboratories scattered across the map. The loot inside them is way better than what you've seen up to this point. AKs, M4s, G3s, and even SCARs. But not only do they have incredibly strong weapons, they also hold copious amounts of cash, valuables, and guards. It is highly advised to bring multiple gas masks, good guns, and maybe an inhaler, which are most commonly found here, except the green inhaler, which you could have gotten from the military base. Speaking of which, it rapidly regenerates health when you've taken 35 damage or after a certain amount of time. While I'm here, I might as well mention the rest of them. Purple inhaler, crack in gas form, gives you the jet effect during which you will move faster and have better melee efficiency. But in return, your gun control gets worse, and once the effect ends, you ragdoll for a little bit. Orange inhaler, revives the user when downed and gives a stronger jet effect for a short while. That includes a longer stun. If you aren't down within the duration of the inhaler, your entire body's cardiovascular system implodes and you die. Blue inhaler, Makes you shoot better, but breaks your kneecaps after the effect has worn off. Another type of drops are flares, coming in green and red variants. They can be used to call in an airdrop, with the red ones having the best guns in the game, as well as the possibility to drop contraband weaponry, and green ones dropping a bunch of cards. They can only be used in servers with more than 16 players and require 2 purple keycards to get all the loot. An airdrop you can't call in, however, is the purple one. Seemingly at random, a plane will fly over the district and drop a crate in a random location. It works just like the other two and will contain a bunch of modern mid to high tier guns as well as cash and valuables. Now back to talking about the lab raid. You may have noticed a room with a zipline leading down. That is an alternative exit of the lab which leads to the metro. It will close after 2 minutes and 40 seconds though when the alarms start ringing. You will have 40 seconds to go to the lab's entrance to not suffocate. I say all this because good chance someone is camping the lab's entrance and will gun you down once you resurface. Blue keycard. The card that is used to open the bunker's gate, located on the left side of the map. It requires 2 people to swipe the card in each tower. Unless you're practically a fucking mine, in which case you can just sweep one card at both of them. You will still need to bring a second blue keycard to get out though. Once both of the keycards have been swiped, the bunker will make a loud ass horn noise alerting the entire server that you are in fact opening the bunker. Once inside, you'll have about 5 spots to visit. The main ones are the left, middle and right wings of the bunker, all containing white crates and lockers, which themselves house mid to high tier weaponry and meds. The other 2 spots require a red keycard, the key to the strongest weapons and armor. Located on the right wing are 2 garages that have a contraband crate and an operator NPC. An operator is the armor set obtained from wave defense in the left wing's underground section.
Yay, stairs.
You must bring teammates, ammo boxes, high tier guns, meds, either photon blades, a photon accelerator, or an inferno great to deal with the operators that come on later waves. While defending the waves, there is no worse sound to hear than...
But I have another gun.
Oh! Someone's entering, I think someone's entering the fucking... Someone's entering the bunker.
But if you manage to get out alive and gather the entire set, it grants an insane amount of resistance to damage and a double jump. When you equip all 3 pieces, they cannot be unequipped. I think that's because someone put a horse's worth of glue in there. Incendiary weaponry is very strong against operators as it pierces their armor completely. And when you get down, you explode. Disclaimer, the footage shown may not fully represent their effectiveness in Killzone. I just really couldn't be bothered to get all of them from there. Also, I didn't rank the new guns from the final clips update because I haven't used them, thus gonna have an opinion on them. Also because I'm lazy. Lul. You've seen me glaze the guns like AKs and M4s, but how good are the other guns? Starting in the F tier, the 725, Tactical Knife, and Tomahawk. All of them are trash, never pick them up and always sell them. Moving up to actually usable weapons in E tier, we have the G17, Katana, Trench Knives, M79, and RPG-7. For how cheap and accessible the G17 is, it puts up a good fight against unarmored people, being able to put them down in just 4 headshots. But because its penetration is only 8%, it falls off hard when it comes to armored enemies. The M79 is way too expensive and does way too little for its price tag. Its explosive rounds don't ragdoll for some reason. And while the flashbang rounds are nice, you can just like use the normal flashbang. Okay, so take everything I just said about M79 and multiply it by 3 and you get the RPG-7. It costs 15k to buy from a merchant as well as costing $1 million just to pre-buy it. It's also one of the heaviest weapons in the game at 10 weight. And on top of all that, it does a staggering 3% to operators. The katana can decapitate unarmored enemies, but I don't remember the last time that happened to anyone. The only reason the trench knives aren't in F tier is because they don't weigh anything and are pretty decent with search from what I've seen. On to the C tier, starting off with Mac 11, Uzi and G18. They all serve the same purpose, which is being good early game fast firing guns. They shouldn't be underestimated because they shred in close range, but their mid-range capabilities leave much to be desired. And the job of a close range monster is held by another gun higher up the list. The M1911 is just a better version of the Glock with a small mag size. Not much to be said. The spear is basically the same thing as the katana but better in almost every way. The crossbow is an interesting gun. It has 3 rounds of ammunition. Standard can one-shot at armored opponents in the head. Incendiary, which sets your enemies ablaze and slows them down, and stun that ragdolls them for a brief moment. While all these options are nice, many other weapons do the job way better. Up another level at B tier, we actually have great weapons, starting out with the RPG. That can't be right. Isn't that a contraband weapon? Contraband doesn't always mean overpowered. While it can decimate groups in a click, that click is the only one you get. You can't refill it. As well as putting you in a 2-minute combat tag, which makes you unable to drop the RPG or leave the game. It's just a disappointment when you get it out of the contraband crate, mostly because that's the highest weight in the game. Next up are the FAMAS and the UMP-45, performing well in both close and mid-range combat. These two are good picks for a primary, they just get severely outclassed by other guns. The M24 is the AVM's younger brother, which does the crossbow's long-range job 10 times better. It can one-tap opponents without a helmet and leaves those with one on death's door. Great gun if you like playing like a rat. The Great Axe, Sledgehammer, and Bat do the same thing. You swing them at the enemy and the enemy gets knocked around until they die. Simple as that. The first two are great at taking down operator NPCs with the Inferno mod. The biggest heap of guns are here at A tier. Firstly, the Spaz. The only reason it's here is because it turns to a flamethrower with the Dragon's Breath rounds. Without them, it's around B tier. GL06, M79's bigger and more successful brother, a great siren for both operators and normal kits. It can knock around and stun opponents like it's nothing, leaving them with little, if any, health left, as well as having incendiary and smoke bombs.
The AVM one-shot summons for the one-time payment of 10k.
Attachments and refills not included.
I don't think I need to say more.
Then we have the hand cannons, the PK500, Deagle, and RSH-12, each having their uses. The PK500 one-shots helmetless folk but shoots slow. The Deagle adds 55% penetration, the RSH one-shots helmets but it's contraband. Could be S tier in the right hands, but my hands are a little crooked. The TAC-14 is the monster I talked about. It has no right being this cheap and this strong close range. It absolutely decimates up close. Then again, the best counter against shotguns is just staying away. You might be wondering why the MP5 is so high up. Well, it has negative recoil. Like genuinely, it's a goddamn laser beam. For an SMG, it's extremely good in mid-range combat and the beginner's best friend. And last but not least, in the A tier are the G3, Galil Ace 11, Scar 17 and 20. The G3 is a slow-firing, high-damage rifle. Great at range, not so much up close. The Galil is a low-level G3, and the Scar 17 is a high-level G3 that you can pre-buy for some reason. The Scar 20 is basically an M24 on every target imaginable. Problem is, the only reliable way to get it is through the high tier raids, or if you no-life the game and reach level 50. The Rendbreaker is a chainsaw sword, and it's as awesome as it sounds, being able to rip apart both flesh and armor obtained through the Scourge Arena in the Metro. Also, its language is funny. And now at the upper echelon of the list, placed firmly in the S tier, the first one being the Photon Blades, the meta for taking down operators. It decapitates them in just 2 swings to the head. These blades are a mainstay in every operator's loadout. They sound like ChatGPT or god damn it.
I am Operator, and this is my weapon. She weighs 6 kilograms and fires custom tool cartridges at 1250 rounds a minute. It costs $400,000 to fire this weapon for 12 seconds. The KS-23 is the TAC-14 dad who ran over a family of 6 back in 1971. The Photon Accelerator one-shots anything. Anything! No matter who your target is, no matter when or the body you shoot, after 3-second wind up, they are gone. And lastly, the AK-47 and M4A1. You might be wondering how these weapons are better than the Scar and G3. Well, it's because the M4A1 is a laser beam with the right attachments, and the AK-47 shreds like there's no tomorrow. And also because this is my list, fuck you! And now onto the pros and cons, and man do I got a lot to say. This game is a looter shooter, and I think it does a damn good job of both of those. The big variety of guns makes fights diverse and exciting, and I think the game has the most satisfying looting in any Roblox game. The raids, which some could say is the selling point of the game, are fantastic. You could be frantically collecting loot while the alarms are ringing, fighting out of those conditions when someone inevitably counters you, pumps adrenaline directly into your bloodstream. The movement in this game is great as well. With how accessible rooftops are in Blackout, the parkour makes them that much more enjoyable. The player base can be really nice or funny sometimes. While I was grinding cargo ambush, a random guy started throwing snowballs at me, so I threw some back. Then some guy came around to do his tasks and got involved in the snowball fight. Another time, a guy hops in jet, but instead of beating me to death with a sledgehammer, he hit the greedy at Mach 2. The tasks from the broker, like access denied while challenging, and sometimes are zero-reliant, are really fun given an alternative way to get operator-like gear. But no matter how amazing the gameplay could be, you can't really experience it with like 7 people are mag dumping your approximate location 24/7. Zerging is an issue that makes solo play rather impossible, because I know damn well I'm gonna get absolutely shit on by some no-life, level 50 fully black avatar people at the moment I want to do anything. I try to do green, 3 floating AKs come out the shadow, and a moment later, all I see is Strawberry Jam. I try to do a warehouse raid on a 5-person squad that has an operator ends me the same way they did the Monarchs in France 1793. While I was trying to showcase the bunker raid to my friends, no matter how many times we server hopped, there was always some dude or a group of people who tried to counter us. All of it culminated with me turning into a goddamn South Park character.
Box, you fucking dumbass!
All while Box was making the most unfunny jokes imaginable.
He died of ligma.
Despite these shortcomings, this game gets a firm 7 out of 10. When this game comes out of early access, I could easily see it being a 9. But hey, that's just my opinion. I would love to see what you think about the game down in the comments. Like, subscribe, you know the drill. Alright, I'm off to... Wait, where's that siren noise coming from? Hey, postscriptum here. This video has been long overdue for nearly a year and the quality has suffered from that. Especially the good and bad section. It's only like 4 minutes and half of the video is just the tier list. I've made around 90% of the video in the past 3 weeks. Honestly, I don't have much better to say about this game. The scenery and atmosphere are gorgeous, the attention to detail is immaculate. The game in general is really fun. My only complaint is solo playing being extremely difficult because you get ganked by multiple people most of the time. I'll try my best for the next review to not take this long. Hey, speaking of which, the next review will be...